You're listening to the Handcrafted Therapy Podcast with massage therapist and business owner, Julie Alexander. That's me. I'm your host. I've been a massage therapist for 17 years, and I have a business marketing degree. On this podcast, we'll be interviewing industry professionals that can talk to us about how to run your business better, how to be a better massage therapist overall, and how to take care of yourself and give yourself a little love, a little self-care, little grace in your life. I am so glad that you're here. Thanks so much for joining us today. I have Chrissy Stites here with me today from Florida. I'm very happy.
Hey, Julie.
Thank you for joining us.
Sure. Thanks for having me.
Chrissy was on an earlier episode and you got to know her a little bit, and I've invited her back to talk about MediCupping, and we're going to talk a little bit about my new store and training center and how MediCupping is going to be available in the Dallas area now, which is very, very exciting.
Yeah, definitely.
So, Chrissy, you've been teaching MediCupping for a year or two now, right?
Yeah, it's July will be a year that I have been teaching. So I've been on the path to teach since 2019, and I've been performing MediCupping since 2012, and then having done manual cupping prior to that since 2008. So the MediCupping is really just an amazing extension of your hands. The cups are just one more thing, one more tool that we can put on the end of our hand. And instead of applying that positive pressure, where a lot of times that we don't really want to in cases of bursitis or extreme inflammation where the client is hurting, now we have a negative pressure. So with the machine, we have the ability to control the intensity level. So the lowest setting looks like it's barely doing anything, but it's doing such amazing work to the surface of the skin and the lymphatic system.
Wow. So you can go from an extreme lymphatic drainage, really, really light, extreme light pressure or light suction, is what I'm saying, to a very extreme suction, deep tissue pressure.
Exactly. So that very, very light where it looks like it's doing nothing. And then you have that very deep where it's like totally pulling everything up and it looks like you're never going to get it out of the cup. And a lot of people, when they're learning, that's like panic mode, like, oh my gosh, it's all up in the cup. Everything is just fine.
Yeah.
And you just have to learn how to use the intensity level. And it's really a very gentle, and it can be extremely methodical, and it sparks your imagination about what is going on underneath the surface of the skin and how everything is connected, whether you're working on soft tissue in the blood sets or, that are stronger fascia that is clinging on to organs and whatnot.
I've been using the machine now for, I don't know, maybe 6 months, I think. And I went from the silicone cups, because I was using the silicone cups on nearly every client every day for several years, maybe probably as long as you, since about 2012. I found the machine is a lot less taxing on me.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot more controlled in the way I can, adjust the suction.
I agree with that also. And then you have your streamlined, your straight line hose, but then you also have your bifurcated hose. That was the name of our class, bifurcated. And so if you're like a massage therapist control freak, you've got that other hose that you can hold on to. And then you've got your glide and your hose at the same time. And you can have your intensity level turned all the way up and still be doing that very, very gentle work because you're controlling it, the intensity manually with your thumb. Yeah, it's really amazing work. And I've seen like the diaphragm work and, help people reduce hiccups and acid reflux and stuff like that. It's pretty incredible.
That's awesome. Can you talk a little bit about your success stories. What specifically you usually work on?
My office is on an island that has a golf course and a lot of tennis courts. So I do a lot of golfer's elbow, a lot of tennis elbow. I have a lot of bicyclists. So I do a lot of Achilles tendon work. And then we have preoperative and postoperative work too. So if somebody's having a replacement done, a joint replacement or an implant or something like that, if we go in and we do nice, gentle suction where it's just like nice and rhythmic and gentle, it's going to open up that space and actually make it a lot easier on the surgeon to perform the surgery. It's just going to get stuff out of the way for them. And then post-operative, we want to wait about 4 to 6 weeks to the area that's been operated on. And then we can get in and help that area stay clean by removing all that excess scar tissue and just keeping helping out with the range of motion. That really helps out your physical therapist too.
That's awesome. So you're talking about knee replacements, hip replacements.
Exactly. Shoulder replacements. I recently started running into people who are getting ankle replacements. I had never heard of this before. Now, all of a sudden, I'm hearing about it. I get all excited and everything when I hear stuff like this. So I'm like, oh, please show me all your x-rays and do, everything. And it's pretty cool little surgery and it's pretty intricate. So you think about all the little tunnels and everything that go through all the bones in the wrists and the ankles. And even if you have somebody that, you have people that have gout and the big toe gets stuck. And if you just do a little cleaning up around that area, you can really help with those kinds of situations too.
So there's a couple things I want to mention from what you said. First of all, the machine can do a suction release and timing, and you can set that timing to where you want it, correct?
Correct. Yes.
And there's several different types of machines. I know that under the ACE umbrella that we sell, right. And I think they all have that capability. Is that correct?
Yes, they do. And there's 3 different types of machines, but there's only 2 that I really talk about. The third one doesn't interest me very much, but the MM600 is the favorite machine. It's the digital machine. It's the one that we have the ability to be the most intricate with, I think. But then I also have the other machine, the bigger one, the MD600, and that I have different hoses on. So the polycarbonate plastic cups that we get with the MM600, they come with a fatter hose. So it's a little different diameter. And then the skinny hoses, we have those long glass stem hoses. And then there's a couple of the big plastic ones that have that same exact attachment. So I have a second machine that has those hoses on it. And then, of course, I have my 10-foot extensions. And at some point during the massage session, it looks like spider webs going across everything.
Well, the other thing I wanted to mention was there's cups of all sizes. And even, there's large cups as big as somebody's glute, like one glute cheek.
Exactly. It's a great way to start out. You go bigger and then you go smaller. So you start out one way and then you can get into your little intricate part of the treatment.
Right. So the little tiny cups, like Barbie's wine glass, used even with like in between the toes and on the top of the feet and the intricate small wrist muscles.
Exactly.
On
thumbs, the area, thenar eminence, and people who have arthritis, we know that, it's not the top of the finger and the bottom of the finger we want to work on, it's the side of the finger. So we have a tiny little rectangular cup that can be worked along there, worked along the toes. It's amazing what we have the capability of doing with these cups that people now say to me, I feel like I'm getting a healing session, that it's gone beyond, this is a massage. It's now I'm getting a healing session. And one lady jokes around. She says to me, I feel like I just went through a car wash or something, and she just feels amazing afterwards.
That's
And I'm
awesome.
working on all age groups too. So of course, geriatric skin is something that we have to be concerned about with vacuum therapies, and you just make the modifications as necessary with everything. A little bit more lotion, a little less intensity. We have hairlines that we deal with. I mean, this gives us the ability to get into that occipital ridge like we've never been able to get into before, all behind the ear and whatnot. So a little bit more lotion, a little bit more intensity, and we make all that stuff work.
Awesome. What are the contraindications for MediCupping?
The contraindications are very similar to massage therapy contraindications, but I'm going to talk about pregnancy first because so many massage therapists are so afraid to do prenatal massage now, and you really shouldn't be. I mean, prenatal massage, a pregnant woman needs massage therapy more than probably, 85% of the people in the world. So we want to make sure we have the ability to care for the people that are carrying the next generation. I don't do any cupping on a pregnant woman in the first trimester, but I will do second and third trimester, and I only do suction and release. So suction and release is your go-to safety technique. Gliding is your next technique, and gliding is something that you think of as like effleurage, where, say, comfort care is suction and release. And starting out gently. Of course, you can do it very extreme, but we're not going to do that to a pregnant woman.
Yeah.
And other contraindications, if somebody has low blood pressure, stay with them until they get up from the table. We want to make sure that they don't fall over. You always want to have water available for people. No extreme heat or cold afterwards. But I tell people, by the time you get home from my office, if you want to take a dip in the pool, go right ahead. I want you to do, we know that therapeutic inflammation comes into play when we do any kind of body work. So we want to be able to let them do that cold treatment. Just don't stick an ice cube directly on your skin or anything.
Yeah. Which is probably good advice anyway.
Exactly. So yeah, no extremes. But other than that, the contraindications are very similar. The fragility of skin, no open wounds, no orifices, anything like that. And because you can do it from a gentle standpoint to that more restricted area. So then in saying that, now you have body contouring that comes into play. So if you have people with cellulite, we know that cellulite needs the myofascial drainage as well as the vacuum therapy on the restricted fascia that's making that cottage cheese look happen.
Oh, interesting. That's a really good point. So besides the therapeutic part of it and everything from the myofascial to the deep tissue or trigger point with the cupping, you can also get rid of your cellulite.
Exactly.
Your client cellulite or your own cellulite problems. Now, we talked a little bit about, maybe this is incorrect. You tell me if I'm right or wrong.
Okay.
I feel like we talked a little bit about doing butt lifts and, kind of contouring that you're talking about contouring the jawline and that kind of thing. Is that something in our scope of practice? Something
yes.
that we could do with this machine?
Yes, that is within our scope of practice. As long as you have a license to touch, you have a license to cup. And as far as staying within your scope of practice while doing cupping, we keep a cup in place parked no longer than 3 minutes. So that's still an active cup. Once you go past that 3 minutes, now you're stepping outside of your scope of practice into traditional Chinese medicine. And that is called a stationary cup. So unless you have those degrees, then just stay within your 3 minutes of time. Of course, if you're an esthetician, then you have that scope of practice you can work with. If you are a PTA, a personal trainer, you have those scopes of practice that you can work with. And ACE does a really good job. Right now online, Garrett has a stretching class. It's a $40 3 CE, something like that. It is a fantastic class that he goes over a lot of draping and a lot of stretching, things that you don't think that you can do with cups, but you can actually do. And he's actually doing them, I think, with silicone in the video. I just started watching the video.
And those are all online through the
Yes.
ACE website.
Yep. Yeah, they're all on ACE's massagecupping.com website is where you can find them.
Very cool. Who do you think is the best candidate to take these classes?
Definitely licensed massage therapist. I remember when I started cupping 2008, I was 7 years into my career. And I remembered, like, in the back of my head, I could hear my teacher say, your average massage therapist lifespan is 7 years. And I was working on a couple of professional athletes. And I thought, I have to figure out how to do this without destroying my hands. So it doesn't matter where you are in your career. It just matters how much longer you want to do your career. And it also matters where you stand. Are you bored with your career? Are you looking for something new to do? Are you looking to like re-spark your career and do a different kind of education? This is definitely a great way to go. So whether you're on the spa side of the industry or the fitness side of the industry or the medical side of the industry, the MediCupping can be used in all applications.
In any of those settings.
Absolutely.
And you've had a few people that aren't massage therapists in your class, chiropractors, PTs.
I had a PTA in my class who within 2 hours was blown away by what massage therapists do, let alone what the cupping did. She was like, wait a minute, you guys know a lot more than I expected you to know, So I thought that was really cool.
Yeah. That was the one in my class, right?
Yeah, that was. Yeah.
She was really blown away by massage therapists. I don't think she knew what what we had to go through to become certified as a licensed massage therapist. I don't think she knew anything about our training. And
most people don't.
Yeah, most people. You're absolutely right. Most people don't, and
that's why we do this. That's why we do what we can to educate people and make them realize, people go to a physical therapist and whatnot. They don't think to themselves how much they're spending in that hour that they're there because their insurance is paying for it. But if they're going to a massage therapist and, we say that was $110, your session is $110 and they're questioning it, it is actually cheap, less expensive, that $110 for that 1 hour than what insurance will pay a massage therapist. Mm-hmm. So if we were to bill the industry, the insurance industry directly, they'd have to pay us $140 an hour.
Mm-hmm.
$160 an hour at $40 every 15 minutes. So we actually charge our clients a lot less than what the insurance companies do.
Do you accept insurance in your practice?
I will give clients receipts so that they can be reimbursed by their insurance company. And instead of accepting insurance, if you were to accept insurance, you better have the ability to have a billing department because it's a task in itself. Also, if we are charging less and sending the receipts to the insurance company, I'm not an insurance professional, but if I'm charging out $110, I think I just saved the insurance company $50.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not real positive on that one, but it kind of seems that way.
Yeah. I do the same thing as you. I don't accept insurance, but I do work with, if people want to try to get reimbursed themselves, I'm happy to work with their insurance company. But I've only had one successful out of my many years of doing massage. I think there's only been one successful time where somebody actually got paid by the insurance company for massage therapy, which is really sad.
It is sad. And honestly, it used to be different. I used to run the majority of my wellness center back in New Jersey off of insurance. And then all of a sudden, everything just started getting declined.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really sad. But okay, so if you're interested in taking this class, I want to invite you to Chrissy's class. She's hosting one in her establishment in Florida in May. Mm-hmm. And then she's kind enough to come to Texas. I'm so excited. Her as my first CE provider in my brand new massage store and training center in Plano, Texas, near Parker and Central. It's called Handcrafted Therapy. We're opening the store in May. The grand opening is on June the 3rd, which is a Saturday. That's an open invitation. It's from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Saturday, June the 3rd. If you are in the Plano, Texas area, please come and join us for this party. It is going to be awesome. Some amazing food, amazing door prizes, and just good friends and massage therapists. And I mean, I'm just so excited to provide such a warm and welcoming store for our industry. And Chrissy, I want to share this with you as well as our listeners. And I've not said this to anybody else. So this is new information about.
All right.
So my intentions behind opening this store is to actually have multiple locations someday and it become a franchise with multiple locations all over the United States. And so I'm really hoping that this Plano location is our flagship store and we become really successful so we can maybe open one down by you in Florida somewhere.
Sounds good.
Yeah. So you're welcome to come to our grand opening party on June the 3rd. My store will definitely be open by then. We're not quite open yet, but we will be open in May. We'll have a soft opening and then our big grand opening June 3rd. You are invited to join us for Chrissy's MediCupping class at the new store and training center in Plano on June 23rd and 24th. It's a 2-day class, Friday, Saturday, full days. The Plano location that I'm talking about has several options for hotels, and some of them are even within walking distance of where our class will be held. And there are also at least a dozen, probably 3 dozen restaurants within walking distance, depending on how far you want to walk. But it's right off the highway. So, you're welcome to come and find a nice hotel to stay at or an Airbnb near the facility. But, really, there's no need to rent a car if you don't want to. If you can get a ride from the airport or just drive down to see us from Oklahoma or wherever you live, we'd love to have you come join us at this MediCupping class.
How many CEs do you need for Texas?
We need 6 every 2 years.
Oh, well, I have 16.
Yeah. So we're good. That more than covers it. I really liked your pitch of saying, if you're getting bored with massage or kind of tired of your profession and, you're feeling like a massage machine, that's kind of the phrase I like to use.
Yeah.
This is a really good way to really jumpstart a new branch. I'm not going to call it a new career, but it's a new branch of your career.
Absolutely.
And it will take off like fireworks because when I started doing this, people would not shut up about it. People are telling everyone. These country club women are very competitive in their golf game. And they're telling their friends, I just got MediCupping done yesterday and I won this tournament. And then all of their friends call me and say, I need this done because I want to hit with Debbie.
Absolutely. I have a perfect example of that. I just had a workshop this past weekend, and I usually bring in a couple of my clients for my workshops and I use them as models and stuff. And I only had 2 students. So I brought someone in and I had her in for an hour. Now, she comes into me on a regular basis about once a week, and she comes in for 1 hour, and she has issues with one side. She has this issue and that issue. And I know the kinetic chain. I know what the issue is. I know how I have to work, but she wants a full body massage. So I had her come in as one of my models and did almost a complete hour on the areas that I know are problem areas for her. And she got up off the table and was just blown away. And I said to her, that's the difference between a 1 hour session massage and a 1 hour session healing, 1 hour healing session. And with the MediCupping, so within 20 minutes of her leaving, my phone started blowing up. She booked 5 appointments back to back just so she would have that work done just in that one area. I mean, that's the difference. It's a game changer. Absolutely.
It really is. So if we've sold you on this yet, I'm happy to post the link to sign up for the class. It's on my website, handcraftedtherapy.com. And you can sign up for Chrissy's class on June the 23rd and 24th in Plano.
Mm-hmm.
What's the cost of the class and what does that include?
The cost of the class is $450. It is worth 16 CEs. So you will get your CEs for your license obligation. And if you want to purchase equipment, I'm sure you have equipment there. So you'll be able to do that, which is great for me. I won't have to bring it with me. And then what you learn is the foundation of MediCupping. So I'm not real big on a lot of lecture stuff. I really like to get into hands-on work. And I like to keep the class kind of light and informative. So there's always a ton of stories. Everybody always has like these wonderful success stories to tell. And that's always great too, as long as we can get through the whole process. So what we go over is a little bit of history, contraindications, safety, cleaning, how to use the machine, and then technique. And then we'll go into body contouring, facial lift and drainage, and we'll do all the demos and all of that. So you actually get a really good treatment in the weekend.
Well, and that's a lot. And some of that can be billed separately to your clients. You could do a special service just for, facial cupping and just for the contouring.
Yep.
So there's definitely a lot of money to be made in this. And I think...
And we'll go over all the marketing and all the pricing and all that kind of stuff too.
Yeah. And I think this kind of service is a lot easier on your body as a massage therapist too.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. So the link to sign up for the class is on the website. If you're watching this or listening to this after we have the class, and after June 3rd, 2022, that's right? Or are we in
23?
I'm behind, folks. If you're watching this after June 23rd, 2023, then go to our websites. Chrissy's website is
heartandsoulhealingspace.com.
heartandsoulhealingspace.com in Florida. And then my website is handcraftedtherapy.com. Mm-hmm. And by September of 2023, if all goes as planned, I will be taking over teaching in my place. But until then, I am so happy that Chrissy and some other folks will be teaching CEs out of my new space. So I want to take just a few minutes to talk about the new space. I'm so excited.
I know you've been working on it for so long.
So this was a project that I actually thought of back in 2019. We used to have a massage supply store and training center in Dallas, but he retired. And so he closed the storefront and we didn't really have a space to do this. So I really wanted to find a space to do this and create something that was inviting and helpful to massage therapists, and that everybody felt like this was our place, right? This was our place. And so there's a few special touches that I've made to this in the design. For instance, I asked my design contractor to include a hand washing station, because one of the things that I really hate about massage conferences and some of these places we have massage training, is there's a line out the door to wash your hands or to wash the tubs. And it's really annoying. And so I was like, can we create a hand washing station? And we created a hand washing station. So excited.
Very good.
So, I know it's little, but it's important to us. Mm-hmm. So there's like, I don't know, 4 or 5 sinks in a row. So everybody's got their own sink and can wash their hands and clean their cups as they need.
Love it.
Throughout the whole class. So that's one of that was the thing that was necessary for me as a massage therapist. I wanted that. The other thing that I'd like to brag a little bit about my store is that I wanted a training center that had everything we needed. We didn't have to lug and schlep all of our crap with us to come get a class.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be providing sheets or the tables, most importantly, the tables and the sheets and the machines and everything you need for this class. You don't have to bring anything except you and some comfortable clothing.
Excellent.
Right? Maybe a water bottle and a snack, but besides that, you don't have
an open attitude.
Yeah, good attitude. But you don't have to schlep your table down to Plano, Texas. If you don't
have to bring any equipment, nothing. I mean, even in the workspace, you have the equipment there that, we don't have to. So basically we need 1 machine per 2 students is how it works.
Perfect.
Yeah. And lots of towels.
Yes. And we will have plenty of those. The class will hold up to 10 tables for students.
With 20 students.
1 table for the instructor.
Mm-hmm.
So that means we are at capacity at 20 students.
Mm-hmm.
So there may be times where we cap it lower than that, just to make sure that we have enough people, to cover all your questions. And
of course,
we have TAs and people that will help us in the classroom to make sure you get the experience that you need to learn the best you can.
Right.
The goal for the training center was really to have a functional space for massage therapy, a dynamic functional space that works. And there's not very many of them out there in the world, to be frank.
Yeah.
The hotels that we rent are really expensive and they're just not easy to deal with. So I'm very excited about all the things that are coming with this training center. And for those of you who are listening that are in the Dallas area, I hope you're excited too, because I'm doing this for you.
You need people to work on you too. That's why you need other people to know cupping.
That's right.
That's why I do.
That's exactly right. I mean, I don't know any other MediCupping.
Me neither.
In my area. So please sign up for this class and I will sign up to be your massage client.
Yeah, really.
Okay, well, good. So we've talked about MediCupping and what it is. We've talked about the training center and the store, and
I can't wait to see it.
Yes, I can't wait.
I can't wait to experience it. I've been hearing about it for so long. I just can't wait to experience it.
Oh, and I'm thrilled that you're gonna be the first CEU provider in my
space. My, what would you?
Yeah. Hopefully we can work out most of the kinks easily and without problems. for this first class, but, be patient and kind and have grace. And, we're humble massage therapy instructors. We are not the know all be all of everything, but we do have a lot of knowledge and information, and we're happy to share that in this class. And we're really excited to share that with you.
Mm-hmm. And we're also looking for other instructors who feel the same way. You have your space. It's not like you're going to be there being an instructor every single weekend or every single moment of the day. I have my space here. I have one workshop a month right now. Other than that, the space is completely available.
And that's a good point. If you are a massage therapist instructor or massage therapist that wants to become an instructor,
right there, yeah,
doesn't really know what to do, and you're taking the MediCupping class, or maybe you're doing cupping like I was last year and just wanting to take that to the next level. Maybe your hands are hurting, thumbs are hurting.
Yeah.
Maybe your profession is saying it's time to make some changes in your life and in your body. And this is a really excellent way to up your game for your client too. I mean, my clients are completely impressed by this stuff.
Absolutely.
I mean, they come into this room and they see this brand new machine, and I talk about all the new training that I've had, and they really put their trust in me even more, knowing that I take my career very seriously and I'm involved in these classes and I'm learning as much as I can learn. And your clients will appreciate that. And it's a great marketing tool for your business.
Absolutely. It's definitely another level of respect.
Yeah. Yeah. You're up in your game.
That's right. And saving your career in your hands at the same time.
I mean, it's kind of a win-win for everybody. Do you have anything else to add?
Hashtag use cups, not thumbs is my hashtag.
I love that.
So yeah, no, the only thing, I'm really excited to do your workshop. I have a workshop coming up in May. I'm looking forward to taking level 2 workshops, and ACE has been fantastic. They, really awesome company that, we're independent contractors for them, and they do a really good job of supporting us. So that makes me feel real good too. And now it's not only Dallas, I have Colorado Springs in April. I have Maine in September, New York in September. So, I mean, it's a whole different aspect of the industry that I've been looking forward to for a long time.
Well, that's awesome. And just kind of a feeder from there, we're also going to be at the World Massage Festival.
That's right. Yeah.
Is that July? That's July.
And then AMTA convention in August.
Yep. So, yeah. So Cherokee, North Carolina is where the World Massage Festival is. Beautiful, beautiful country. If you've never been there and want a good excuse, that's a really good excuse. You'll get to meet the ACE team will be there.
I think we're all going to be there. I'm fairly certain a class is being given.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll be TAing in the class. So
okay.
I hope to see you guys there. If you come to the World Massage Festival, that'll be fun. Yeah. And then the AMTA, I got my AMTA sweater on today. It's cold today in Texas. It's
cold. It's cold in Florida. I had to put a jacket on.
Right? So these people in the North are probably going, oh, you Southern people, your little jackets on. But I do apologize to you, but we have chosen the South for a reason.
Exactly. We all live where we want to.
Yes, exactly. So in Phoenix in August if you want to be warm, that's where it's at.
See you there.
Yeah. I think they just opened up the national convention registration on the AMTA website. So you can look and check that out. I don't think we're actually having a class there. I think that's just will be a trade show.
Yeah.
So those are just a few kind of teasers for you. If you want to see me and Chrissy in person, we're excited about those things.
We'll be creating content.
Yes, absolutely. Well, I want to thank Chrissy as our sponsor for this podcast today. She sponsored this podcast. Usually we do kind of a commercial, but I think this was a better format for what we wanted to do. I wanted to really focus on getting some registrations for this upcoming June class for her. And instead of just feeding you like a 30-second commercial, I thought we'd talk a little bit more about MediCupping and, get some excitement.
We're an infomercial.
Yes. And get some excitement around the store and training center. So this will probably be published in late April, early May, but just to let you guys know, right now where we're at is, mid-June, mid-March. We're close to the end of March. And I just saw the space and it's coming along really, really nicely. I'm very excited about it. We have a mural of a woman doing a yoga pose who's got roots coming out of her feet. And then,
oh my gosh, wow.
Leaves coming out of her hands. And then there's going to be another in the training center. We'll have Buddha. And so there's all kinds of fun stuff. I just can't wait for everybody to be thoroughly impressed and excited about what we're creating here in Plano with the store training center. So anyway, yes, thank you, Chrissy,
You're welcome. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Of course. Thank you for taking your time and your expertise to share with us the MediCupping class. Don't forget to sign up. It's very important that you sign up for this class if you want to do it. As a marketing person, I'm going to tell you that knowing that there's no other besides me and I'm not taking any new clients. And that's important to know because if you sign up for this class and you're in the Dallas area, I will be sending clients to you. I'll need information to start sending referrals to you right away because people want to know where to go for this. And I'd love to send them to you, whoever you are out there. I am talking to you.
And you know what? Let me throw in one last thing here. Another thing that cupping does is put something between you and the client too. So if maybe the client doesn't like touch so much, I have people come in for 15 minutes. They never get undressed. I do 15 minutes on their shoulder and it's $30 and they're back out the door. And maybe they'll come back 3 days from then, or eventually to the point where they're just getting regular massage. So so many different things that you can do with this. And I can't wait to see your shop.
That's so creative. That's such a good way to get people in the door that might not be comfortable with regular massage. You're absolutely right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for joining me on the Handcrafted Therapy Podcast. I would love to hear from you. You can email us at podcast@handcraftedtherapy.com, or you can come by the store. It's at 3303 North Central Expressway, suite number 240 in Plano, Texas, 75023. Or you can connect with me on social, Instagram, Facebook, #Handcrafted Therapy. I'm Julie Alexander, and I wish you a very happy and healthy day.